congregational record. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, revisions to the agenda.
I have one, I don't know how it got left off, but commendations and recommendations for the approval of the minutes. You'll allow.
We do, yeah. Any public comment on non-agenda items? Seeing none, I'll move for a motion in the minutes from September 11th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from September 11th.
I second the motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passed unanimously. Move on to superintendent report.
So commendations and recommendations, I just.
Oh, sorry. Skip right over it.
And I'm sure you're gonna hear a lot about this at today's meeting, but the PTO really did a fabulous job with homecoming this year. It's been great every year, but the signs around town and the homecoming planning committee was made up of a bunch of parents, so thank you, Holly, and your crew. It was really a great homecoming, and again, I'm sure you're gonna, I won't steal anyone else's thunder, but certainly I think the PTO was very worthy of recognition from the trustees at this point.
Definitely. Yeah, thank you guys very much. That was a great week. So really appreciate all your
Hope
help.
we didn't overload anybody.
Not at all.
It was a
No, I
lot
think it
at
was,
once.
yeah, I think it was great. So just the flags in town and all the signs and the window decorations with everybody was great. So yeah, that was fantastic.
Who's the one?
The window?
No, Joe, yeah.
Oh, the windows. I thought you were gonna say something.
That's all right.
Alberta's and Bluebird, I think they were like tied or something.
Yeah,
And what about floats?
it was the lunch ladies, I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, they were rocking it. I think they did an extra like victory lap.
Showed up
I saw them
for
for the
just so we could see
second
him again.
Yeah. Great. Okay, thank you. Superintendent report.
Yeah, I'll be brief. I handed one out to, just first on enrollment. Today was the official count for fall. We're the exact same as we were a month ago, which is good. And then I wanted to, first of all, talk about this. And then I would call this not a straw poll necessarily, but hey, be informed that this is gonna come up next week or next month, a graduation date change. You know, this is gonna be on the agenda next month as an official academic calendar change, which you guys have to approve if we wanna do that. We've been trying for a long time to find a long-term date for a day for where graduation is gonna exist in our calendar. And last year was the earliest that we've ever had, which was that Saturday of Memorial Day. And it seemed to work really, really well. However, there are a lot of state level competitions that exact same weekend. And we had a couple kids last year who potentially would have had to make that choice to play in a state championship or a semifinal match or game or attend their high school graduation. I'd like to move away from having to put kids in that if we possibly can. Marlo sent out a survey to the class of 25's parents and heard back from more than probably 75% of them that moving this date to Sunday, which will be my recommendation at the next meeting, to the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. That'll be my recommendation. They seemed fine with that, but I got that information too late from the survey to add it to the agenda and the post public meeting deadline. So I'm just sharing this out now, and anybody who's listening, there aren't many online, but there are plenty in the room. Like, this is out there, and if people have feedback to give it to us, but I guess really, you know, does this seem like something you're gonna be completely opposed to? Because part of it is about allowing people to make plans.
Yeah, that was kind of, I remember that from last year's graduation, that there could be some of those conflicts, which seemed like, it'd be nice not to have to even have to worry about that. So I think that'd be a good idea.
And Sunday puts us as the same graduation, interestingly enough, as Anna's and West.
Right. And so that'll be something we'll address next
Formally, yeah, so, but informally, I mean, I know Holly has a senior.
Yeah.
That, you know, when you talk to other senior parents, if somebody has a strong voice about that, to let us know.
Well, we were affected last year with Vera and she
Yeah.
to the state championship. It was really down to the
Yeah,
wire.
right, that's.
And they literally kind of had to lose so that she could come and graduate. So it's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, so, yeah, I guess, so yeah, as you chat with senior
Yeah.
parents, because it is on the calendar, and like I said, I mean, most senior parents should know if they read this from Marlo, but
Yeah.
this will be coming up next month as a
Formal,
formal,
okay,
thanks,
perfect,
that's me.
okay, thank you. Middle school, high school principals report, please.
Thank you. Well, I'll start with the homecoming week bandwagon. So it was a great success. It's such a joy to have this tradition, you know, in our 15th year as a high school this year, and to see the entire community come together to support our Bighorns is always wonderful. So again, I would like to thank our PTO, the Booster Club, the Homecoming Parent Committee, LPHS Student Council, the Sheriff's Department, BSCO, the Town Center, the Cinnamon Lodge, the Chamber, Explore Big Sky, and Big Sky and YC Fire Departments, plus all the parents and community members and businesses that participated. It's really an action-packed week, but we know it's one that the kids will carry with them, hopefully for the rest of their lives, so thank you to everyone for making that happen. And then we're back to school now. We're not just celebrating all the time. And so with that being said, you know, we have grade reports going out on Tuesday, and our MTSS team are always monitoring and analyzing where students are and making sure we're getting supports where they need. Dr. Brooks sent home map testing last week, and the students that need additional support in reading and math will get that through our MTSS structure, and Dr. Brooks did a very good job of explaining that in her letter out. We have our PSAT test coming up for grades 9 to 11 at the end of this month. And just as a reminder, this is where 11th graders could be recognized for the National Merit Scholar, both scholarship, and it'll be online like it was last year. And then it's the fall, so we know our seniors are experiencing a lot of pressure as they are wrapping up their applications or beginning their applications, and Ms. Martinez in full swing supporting them. And then we've begun our non-tenured evaluations for the teachers. And then lastly, I guess before we meet, we'll have the middle school Halloween dance. Or fall dance, I'm not sure, it's still Halloween, I think. Is that right, Dr. Burke? Yeah. That's always an exciting one. So, if you're bored on a Friday night, November 2nd, you need a little energy.
November 1st.
Oh, November 1st, thank you.
It's fourth, but there you go.
Yeah, I'm happy to
The
chat
first
with
motion.
Yeah, I was free up to say that.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome, thanks, Marlo. Elementary school principals report.
I'm gonna hop on the homecoming bandwagon. But I wanted to recognize Marlo because she's the mastermind behind it all, who moves all of the pieces and makes sure the parade runs smoothly, so many people participate, but thank you
Yeah, I saw that there was a goal.
for all of, for all of your
Everybody,
efforts, yeah, that build school community and culture, and it was so fun and the parade was a blast. And thank you to Booster Club for dinner, and I have some PTO thank yous in a minute. So this year we have some great across building connections that have happened, which our students love, having the big kids in our building. We had a group that came to teach about homecoming, what is it, why do we celebrate it? They did a wonderful job, they brought Billy the Bighorn, and that is a hit. Whenever you have him in our building, they all wanted hugs and high fives. We also had a couple girls come to do the holistic emotional first aid training, and they taught every classroom some regulation skills, like the starfish, breathe in, breathe out, which is really great. And we have kiddos that are coming on a consistent basis to support and push into 4K so they can do some fun project-based learning on Fridays. We had 8th grade HE help run flag football, which I was like, this needs to happen all the time, because
They did a great job.
they did a wonderful job, they did much better than I did. And we even have a group that's coming in to clean our building after school, which is so great, because we know we're short on custodians. So there's all kinds of ways that those older kids are showing up for us, which we appreciate. We finished beginning of the year testing, which feels good, and now we're working on structures for student support in every grade level to make sure every kid gets what they need. We also have our mass testing window that opens next week, so that's the Montana Aligned to Standards through year assessment, which we piloted for 2 years, and this is the full launch with the state of Montana this year, so now every school is required, and Joy's done a great job of being our coordinator and communicating with all of the staff, so we have shared expectations on what it means to proctor and go through that process in the most effective way. Also, I have started formal observations, which is a really fun time of year to get to spend some extra time in the classrooms to see all of the really great learning and teaching that's happening. And then homecoming week was happening. We had dress up days, spirit wear, sale, we had sports games during our wind block, so the kids were playing all kinds of sports, and we finished the week with 5th grade versus the teachers in kickball and volleyball, which we didn't keep score of, but the teachers won.
Looked close there.
Yeah. We had a couple tears when the girls lost the volleyball, so that was tricky. But a big thank you to the PTO for that walk to school day and the carnival. It was so organized and so much fun, and just a great way to finish the week. And it is a lot, but it's so great that it feels like we had such a sense of community and everybody had their hands in it. And then that walk to school day and carnival and football games and everything that happened, it was a great culmination to the week, so thank you.
That was great to see the walk to school right in our backyard.
Yeah, I know.
That was awesome.
I think they should keep it like that, just put
Yeah.
a little plug in.
Yeah.
It felt much
Yeah.
safer than right off the highway at Bucks, so,
Yeah, exactly. Well, that place will probably be under construction for the next.
yeah, who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Brittany. DP coordinator report, Mr. Sullivan.
Thanks. Relatively short report today. On September 25th, Mrs. Martinez and I met with the seniors to discuss some college and career planning. And during that meeting, I shared some important information regarding the IB exams with our seniors. We reiterated that regardless of their diploma track, all students who are in their second year of an IB course are eligible to take those exams. They can take them as courses single or as a part of our full diploma program. And with that, I shared how participating in the exams can contribute to their success and college readiness, including direct benefits such as competitive standing in admissions, eligibility for academic scholarships, and potential for earning college credits, which has been a major part of the exams in our program recently, and we want to keep pushing students to take advantage of that. So this information was also communicated to parents later that day, and we're in the process right now of just collecting the registrations as they come in. We plan to have that completed before the next board meeting, and I'll report back at that time.
Great. Thanks, Tim. Activities.
Thank you. It sounds like we had a wildly successful homecoming.
That's what I'm getting.
I can't thank the administration and the people who stepped up in my absence enough. You guys did a great job, and I'm really, really thankful to have your support on that. And the sports teams showed up too. The community showed up, and we made them proud. The soccer teams both, they swept Park, which I'll have to check. I don't believe the girls' soccer team has ever beat Park, so that was really great. Football, Deer Lodge, what a wild win. If you haven't looked or if you have social media, go on, explore Big Sky. A great shot of it, the game-winning touchdown from Abe. And if you watch enough 8-man, those games are really rare. The one touchdown games they don't happen very often. So for the boys to hang in there was a great success. And then volleyball picking up a great conference win versus Whitehall. So we had a 4-0 sweep for our sports programs, which is amazing. We're kind of looking towards postseason now. Soccer, the girls, I believe, have clinched a play-in game for the playoffs. The boys have secured the number 2 seed in the playoffs, which is great. And we're still kind of waiting to see where the standings fall. There's still games this weekend to see where we'll be playing, if we'll host or not. So I'll keep everyone I'll keep in touch with everybody about that. Football still absolutely in the playoff conversation as well. Volleyball, their district tournament is in Manhattan on October 31st through November 2nd, and that'll decide. They take the top 3 to divisionals there, which is in Colstrip the following week, and so we'll see how they fare in the district tournament. And that is what I have for my report. So, and I know it's been a while since you heard from me, so if you have any other questions or anything like that,
Happy you're here
I'm
today.
happy to help, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know you've been busy too, so.
Yeah,
It's great, thanks, John.
you bet.
Move on to the business manager's report, please.
Hello, everyone. So as you can see in the budget packet or in the packet, the budgeting funds are moving along. This year 5, we're already a quarter of the way through. And we're tracking, we'll be right on target for that $1 million need of grant for private and grant dollars. So that's what we anticipate, and that's where we are. As Dustin said, we looked at account day was yesterday. Technically, the data is still being put into the state database, but we're looking at 384. So now that we have that, we'll start forecasting fiscal year 26. So sometime in the next couple months, we'll know where we'll be next year, and how far over budget, I guess, we'll be. The only other thing on their plate, November 11th, that week, will be our annual audit. So the auditors will be in. That's also a board, I think, anticipated board meeting week. So we might have to move location because the auditors will be there. But certainly want to sit in on the meeting. As far as from the business office, all the prep has already been submitted. There isn't anything major or any issues that the auditors foresee. And it should only take about a day and a half when they're here. That's it.
Great, thanks, Corky. No committee reports. Let's see, we're gonna talk about transportation coming up in discussion action number 4. So we'll move on to discussion and action items.
I'll make a motion to approve the facility use agreement for the Big Sky School District PTO, including the serving of alcohol on March 21st, 2025.
I second the motion.
And so the PTO via Hawley Piltia requested to have their annual pie auction in the STEAM facility. They'll set everything up, have it catered and clean everything. We'll lock everything off, all the areas that aren't gonna be part of the event that need to be locked off. They would like to serve alcohol via the catering company, meaning the board would have to approve it just like we do for Wampac. They're gonna provide the additional insurance as per the facility use agreement, which has already been completed and turned into me.
Great. Anything to add? Discussion? Questions?
I'm excited this year that the PTO and the school board are working a little bit more closely, and we recognize that we're on the hook, for COLA, and our operating budget plus COLA really has us at a break even, and therefore the past year's parties at the Montage was 40% of our operating budget, and it's just not sustainable. And as the PTO president, I don't feel comfortable hosting that party given the high percentage of our overall operating budget. I've come from another school community where we always have our annual fundraiser at our school, and I feel like it's a great magnet for donors to come and elementary school families who've never seen this beautiful new building as an asset to really magnetize and attract folks to continue to realize that where they're putting their money is a worthy cause, and that what we've done with it is continuing to grow the school and put our name on the map. So that's just a little context of why the shift, and also why I feel so passionate that we need to have it at a more affordable venue.
No, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Any other questions? Okay, call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed unanimously.
I'll make a motion to approve the Youth Aware of Mental Health for 9th grade students, the curriculum.
I second the motion.
So the information was in the packet. We've had this programming for our 9th grade students for the past 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Great program, so yeah, it's good to have it again. So, questions, anything else? Call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passed unanimously.
Similarly, I'll make a motion to approve the Wayfinder curriculum for SEL over CTE.
I second the motion.
So that was also on the packet. So we got a grant from Big Sky Thrift for this SEL curriculum. And so it'll be available for the counseling department to use, first as a pilot, and then for possible expansion. The workbook's available, I think, at the other school if you want to
Yes.
see it.
At the front desk.
Great, questions? Call for a vote, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously.
I'll make a motion to approve the change in district accounting procedures to depreciate an asset that the district does not pay for 100%. Knowing that this could increase the permissive levy for bus depreciation in the fiscal year 26 budget.
That's a big one.
I got the big one.
I second the motion.
So this action is carried over from the last meeting, and as you know, we've been granted that federal grant for the purchase of an electric school bus. So most of the conversation that we've had in this has been around depreciating the cost of that bus, as most of the dollars are gonna come from that grant and not necessarily from collected tax dollars from our constituents. Depreciating dollars like that is a change in our accounting procedures, and it could result in a higher permissive tax to fully depreciate the cost of that particular bus. So the Transportation Committee, trustees Dodd, and Chairman Jennings met to discuss. You guys feel free to put any information forth. But a big point in our conversation was that, this is really just an experiment for us. We really don't know what the actual performance of this bus is gonna be in our context and in our environment. And as the depreciation schedule, the maintenance schedule and everything unfolds and how the bus performs on a day-to-day use, we'll have to, over the next 5 to 7 years, really be discussing this and see if, is, after we've depreciated the value, is it worth it to buy another bus of similar make,
Right.
or to go back to a fossil fuel situation?
Yeah, I think that's what we're both all talking about is we don't know how this is gonna go, we haven't really tried it, there's information out there, but it's fairly limited. So we're gonna give it a shot and go forward with it and see how it goes, and hopefully it'll turn out great for us. I mean, it's a good program through Snow, and our kids did a lot of work getting this grant put together, so I think we all decided we'd give it a shot and move forward, see how it goes. So-
I was really comfortable with just the emails you had sent back and forth just to MTSBA and Lance's kind of feedback as well. I think we've done a good job showing that we've looked into it and tried to be informed making the decision.
Matt, do you have anything you wanna add?
No, I think you guys covered it all. Thank you.
Okay. Great, any other comments or questions? Okay, call for a vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously.
I will make a motion to approve the change in the value of the mills.
I second the motion.
So that was in the packet, and Corky's here to translate it into English. But yeah, the Department of Revenue has recalculated the property values, so there has been a change in mill value. But there hasn't been a change in the dollars for the district, so. Corky, anything to add?
Happy to,
I mean, the short version is there are taxable districts within Gallatin County that rely on the value and the mill rating for the taxes that they collect. Our school district doesn't, we're set based on a dollar amount, and that's our budget, so the mill that comes out of it doesn't have a whole lot of effect. With that said, there was a slight change in our taxable value that came down to 0.1 mil across the board. But the board technically needs to approve the change in the budget. The actual dollars in the budget are unchanged.
thanks Corey. Any other questions? Call for a vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes
Raise your hand if you understood that.
Yeah.
Aye.
Point one. We went down point one.
But, yeah, it didn't affect me.
Move to motion to consent agenda, please.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. That was quick. Future meetings, November 12th. Place to be determined if the auditors are here.
Or we can name it now, maybe in the STEAM wing like we did last
Oh,
year.
yeah, that was good.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Okay.
do that, okay. All right, nothing further. Meeting adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.